Scottish coach. We have a crowd of 25,000 here in the stadium tonight. It's far from full, but I think the spirit here of the attendance has been wonderful. And these guys, as you can see, they've thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Now here's Scotland, a little regroup before the second half starts.
Yeah, and just catching the last bit of the message there from Coach Callum McRae. He said what they've got to do, look after the ball, get the dummy half. Once they've released the ball, they have to take the ball forward. They've been guilty of holding back and let the South Africans dictate in defence. If they move forward like they did in that first play where Jim Fleming scored, they can put pressure back on the South Africans.
Second half begins. It's a good lead for South Africa. This is the bronze match, and a very good jump there by Niall Godsmark, one of the new guys brought into the team this year. 28-7, there's Robertson, tough Robertson, there's Fleming who got the first try. One over the top, where's the bounce gone? It's good. They're still being pretty bold, aren't they, Scotland, even though they're well behind on the board.
Yeah, good positive play there. It's the first time they've actually seen them take the ball forward since the first half.
I just wonder whether it's, I wonder whether it's an experience as well, Dallas. First time in the big arena, as Keith had mentioned, not used to it, and also the disappointment of a game that they should have won against England.
I need you there, mate.
Yeah, the mental part of the game plays such a big part in this the late stages of a tournament. You're absolutely right, Willie.
Well, that was tough against England here against Kyle Brown, who had that horror injury, and he sets up a try for Warwick Jalant. So the 11 and 12 are getting a lot of chances here, and that's 2 tries each for the runners, Sinatla and this guy, Jalant.
Yeah, looking a little bit awestruck at the moment. Great breakthrough there, and Gallant just comes through and hits that nice little hole that's made there.
Thanks.
The Scottish are just standing around and looking at the moment, and South Africa are making all the play.
So lots of points now for Neil Powell. Substitutes now. Cecil Africa is going to come into the game. Looks like everyone's going to get a bit of time on the field. What's the feeling down there, Willie, on the field with this game proving exciting, although it's a runaway for South Africa now? What's the feeling like with the final in mind?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because everybody here really looking forward to that challenge in New Zealand. A chance to win their first tournament in 2015.
All the tries have been converted in this one. 5 tries for South Africa, 1 for Scotland.
Yeah, it's off green.
And you can see the pressure that South Africa are exerting just through their dominance of field position. Their experience in how to manipulate the Scottish team just haven't given them any chances.
And blue 8. Who's an 8?
4 minutes to play in the score, like we're seeing on the screen top left. It looks like a South Africa win, doesn't it? So that will give them 17 points and take them through from 59 to 76. So that means in the final, if New Zealand wins, the maximum they can go to is 69. South Africa will lead by this tour by 7. If New Zealand doesn't win the final, South Africa will lead by 9. Sorry, they'll lead by 10, won't they? Which is an increase from the previous tournament. So New Zealand will be trying to keep damage control. But England also in the frame, of course. If they win, they could go to 59 points and come into the picture. Look at this poor Scotland right back on their heels here.
And again, fantastic pressure being exerted by the South Africans. They're slapping each other around, celebrating that. Great piece of defence out wide. And the Scottish team were caught going sideways.
Do you need a stoppage?
Again, not following the instructions of their coach to take it forward and just giving it to the South Africans at the moment.
And this is one of their great players on the ground, Colin Gregor. Has given them such great service. He's been playing in the team since 2003. This is his 54th stamp in the passport for a tournament. A fantastic. They love him so much in Scottish rugby that they painted the whole side of the Partick railway station in a full life-size painting of Colin Gregor. And look at the points he's racked up in those colours. But slow to get up. The old bones are a bit creaky on this one.
You okay?
We did the same here at Westpac Stadium in the commentary area with your face, Keith Quinn.
I beg your pardon.
The poster,
Oh, okay.
the poster in there, it's beautiful.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, it's just a photo on the wall, folks.
Okay.
As explanation. Look, that's common sense. Away he goes. He's obviously taken the thump, and away goes Colin Gregor. He didn't start in this one. He was on. Remember, he had that wonderful record last year of not only did he start in every game for Scotland, just a little guy, Budgie they call him, he never went off. So he's tough as teak, this guy. And so must be a pretty good knock that's taken him out of the game. But this is a clinical performance. Coming in now is James Johnston.
Come on.
Kyle
Crouch.
Brown, great to see him back after that horror shoulder injury in Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games final.
No, boys, that's rubbish. Stand up.
Yeah, we agree,
coming around here.
Mr.
We know what
Referee,
we're supposed to
sir,
do.
Nick Bryant.
He goes over, under, you go over. Tight head goes over. Crouch. Bones. Sit. Pushing off the mark.
So that really was rubbish in the scrums, and it's Rhino Benjamin who goes over for try number 6 for South Africa in this bronze match. Well, this is the kind of performance that befits a team top of the table.
Absolutely, and just again pressuring the Scottish into making little errors, putting all their efforts in all the wrong places at the moment. Gave away an easy penalty, and it's far too easy for the South Africans to run over in the corner.
Which is adds to the mystery really of the South African team. They lost yesterday to France 22-5. They lost to New Zealand today 17-7. So they lost twice, and they're going to retain their lead on the table. But this is a really clinical display. What do you think of them, Dallas?
Well, it's exactly the South African team we've come to know, but certainly from a Scottish point of view, their forwards have stood up the whole tournament, and this is the one game where they've gone missing. And even though it's only 7 players on the field, you all do the same stuff. The forwards just haven't provided a platform for their backs.
And Willie Losay on the sideline, what do you think? The South Africans, they're worthy, top of the table?
Oh, there's no question about that, kid. Current gold medalists of the Commonwealth Games, and they've also got a coach that just sets such high standards, and the culture within the South African team is magical. They were gutted that they lost to New Zealand, and the best way to respond is to come out and to thrash their next opponents, and unfortunately for Scotland, they're getting that.
I need a bigger gap.
Which means wherever you are in the world, you'll want to watch our coverage in 7 days' time to see how South Africa goes in Las Vegas. Weather should be pretty good up there.
Closing the gaps.
And we'll see how this upswing in form by South Africa, even though they lost to New Zealand today, how this upswing affects their performance in 7 days' time. Top of the table, South Africa, showing it today, a minute to play, and well ahead of Scotland.
And a good look like a step move coming up here, a little chip over the top. It could go anywhere at the moment, but it's dropped back in South African hands.
Oh, lovely offload by Brown to the man they call Cecil Africa. And here goes Werner Koch.
It's fine, timing's good.
Brown again looking in good form. Chris Dry also off the bench. Number 1 and one of their regular players. Cecil Africa wrapped up in scrag, but
offside play.
Offside play. They're ahead of the imaginary offside line. The referee's going to make them pick it from the mark.
On the goal line, boys.
First bit of fight rally we've seen from the Scottish team, but unfortunately it's come far too late. The South Africans using the time, running down the clock. They'll have one last play to finish off this match. They'd love to finish off with a try just to express themselves for the last time in this tournament.
Take the tap, come on.
So here they go. Can they produce another one just to hammer it home? A Wellington wave goes round Westpac Stadium as this one comes to an end with a little fumble.
Knock on in the tackle.
We look to the referee and it's over. The bronze medal for Neil Powell and the South African team. Well worthy winners over Scotland by 40-7. Let's have a word for the Scots, though. This is their best ever performance in an HSBC Sevens World Series to gain a 4th place. So well played, Scotland. The worthy team, we love to see them here. They invented Sevens rugby, of course, up there in Melrose way back in 1882, I think it was, when a local butcher, Ned Haig, had not enough players to start a 15-a-side team, so 2 teams of 7 played, and look where it's taken them today. And South Africa, top of the table with this win in the bronze medal match.
Carl, congratulations. Obviously not the position that you wanted here in Wellington, but you'll be thrilled at the way that you bounced back after the loss to New Zealand.
Yeah, 100%. I think yesterday we were in a bit of a dark place. It took a lot of character and guts for the guys to come out of there and you know, eventually qualify for the quarterfinals and then beat Kenya this morning. And a great, awesome performance against New Zealand. Very, very proud of the guys. You're really gutsy defense, and yeah, I'm very stoked to maximize the points in today's effort.
More pressure now that you are the top of the table and that every team seems to be chasing South Africa?
I think everybody applies that word pressure all over the place. I mean, there's pressure on New Zealand today to win. There's going to be pressure on USA next week to win in America. There's pressure everywhere you go. You know, we just got to handle it and you know, divert it as much as possible from the players and hope that they enjoy themselves out on the field.
Yourself, I mean, you've had your injuries. You're now back in the squad. Everyone in South Africa, these images going through Super Sport, obviously back home. How's the body?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad. After a tough weekend, it's a bit knocked up, but we'll have a whole week to rest before we get to USA. And just want to thank everybody who got up these last 2 mornings to watch us and support us. And we got all the tweets, we got all the Facebook messages, so thank you very much for your support.
I know you don't know this, but regardless of whether New Zealand wins or not, you'll still remain on top of the table heading into Vegas. So what do you work on, and what are the things that you weren't happy about over this weekend here in Wellington?
I think a slow start. That was something that I didn't enjoy too much of this weekend. I think we picked it up towards the end. Our defense came together, the structures looked nicely after the players, and everybody started to fill their roles, and I think that's key for us next week, to roll that in.
Tremendous to see you back on the field. Best of luck next week, mate.
Thanks very much, guys.